Alright, so yesterday you did the globe. Today we're going to practice creating these shapes into form. So first thing first is I want you to notice this is the light value, the medium value, and then the darker value. So this is about a 2 or 3, this is about 5 or 6, and this is about an 8. I would say this shadow is about a 6. Now the important thing about the worksheet also is you need to add value in the background so that the lighter value actually looks light and that the dark value appears dark. If you don't have the background value, it is not going to look super realistic. I'm going to zoom in here. So this is going to be light. Even though it's light, I want you to color this in about a 2 or 3 value. I'm doing this during my AP class and they're working, so bear with me, or bear with the noise. Now keep your lines together. That is not your bell, that's the lunch bell. And then you can see here, like it's lighter up here and darker down here. Without any pressure, just go over the lighter areas a little bit more. You can change your direction. So there's my light value. Then I'm going to do my medium value, which I hope you understand. I want you to do the exact same thing as the top. And it's called light layers. So after you do a light layer, like this, come back on top and do the exact same thing again. And it should get a little darker. Clean up your edges, come back up if you want. That's your medium value, okay? This looks a little bit too similar, so come along here and I can sharpen my edge up. There we go. And this is your dark layer. So I'm going to press down a little bit harder. Even though it's the dark layer, you should not go as dark as your pencil will allow. I'm still holding the pencil very lightly. You still have to do layers. And come across here. And then along here, I'm going to clean this up. Now sometimes you'll notice these little pockets of white and a texture. Then my fingers get closer to the point. And I'm going to try and smooth those out. If you're having trouble smoothing things out, go the different direction. So up and down, left and right, so it's nice and smooth. Then with the cast shadow, I start at the bottom. I look to where the top intersects with the box, so like right around here. And then I connect these two. Now this cast shadow, if you notice, it's darker here and lighter here. So I'm not going to go as dark as possible. Remember, my AP students are doing something right now. And the corner kind of faded away, so now I'm going to go back through, clean up this edge, make it a little darker. I can fade it into the top. And then you see here this dark area. I'm going to go back over it, try and smooth it out. And I'm showing you all these small little nuances because I want you to take your time. You should be drawing this the entire class. There's no rush. Okay, so there's my box. Make this smoother. Then you have to do the background. So up here, the background's going to get darker. And you still have to make it smooth. So I keep going back and forth until it's nice and smooth. This part's darker too. And just because I do one layer doesn't mean I shouldn't go back over it. I'm going to clean up this edge. Then here it's different. The box is darker, the background's lighter. So I'm going to have to play around with my values here. So I want it to be lighter, but then I want it to get darker up here. So I'm going to do a couple extra layers up here and a really quick fade. And then down here it's kind of blending just a little bit. I'll make this a touch darker. And then the example keeps going around, so that's what I want you to do too. And if it starts to blend, you need to look. If this is darker, add another layer here. And it's really a back and forth game. Your pencil choice is up to you. You can do a bunch of pencils. You can use just one or two. I would always start off with your 2H. And then, especially if you have scribbles, come back over with a 2B pencil. And it gives the nice texture of graphite we're looking for. Alright, let's see here. I gotta come up here. I'm constantly looking at my reference. It's going to be lighter down here, and then I need to fade this, so I just keep going over top of it, and you should take your time. I even think this could get a little bit darker. All of this is preparing you for our big still life project. So I want you to take it seriously and try your best. Here are a student example from second. She did really great. You can see here, I do think this could get a little darker. Right here could get a little darker. Down here looks pretty nice. Right around here could get a smidge darker. But she did great. Here's my example from a couple years ago. So I want you to add the value in the background. Now different people have different styles. This is someone's from second, and I love how you can see the concentration, and then as you progress through the period, students were getting annoyed and frustrated, and they were losing patience with themselves. This one's really, really great. I think the only critique, her square is wonderful. The only critique here is you can kind of see these slices of value. You want to blend a little bit more. I do think her core shadow is more here, and then there's a reflective light. Her sphere looks pretty good. So this is your goal today, to finish this worksheet. Really, if you don't finish it, I'm okay with that because that means you're trying. I want you to take your time and do not rush.